And we're live.
Yeah, let's go. We're back. We have Ken. Noah's back. The playoffs are here. It's insane. I just clipped. Oh, it's over. Ken,
love it.
how are you doing, buddy? Welcome to the pod. Oh, Ken, how you doing?
Yeah, great. It's good to be in the playoffs. So what more can I say?
Absolutely.
Even
Absolutely
if
it
And
is.
a bye, no less.
Yeah, and a bye. Scraped. Very fortunate, very lucky, but got there.
Yeah. Noah, it's great to be in the playoffs, right, buddy?
Oh. I wanted to just finally check out. Like, I'm done with this nonsense. I can live my life, but no. So when I think I'm out, they drag me back in.
Yeah, yeah.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, for real. Justin Jefferson should play this week, so I mean, you got some life.
Yeah, I mean, I have I have a chance.
Absolutely.
HM is DMP, but I'm not that worried.
Just getting in the playoffs, you have a chance, period.
Yeah,
Anything can happen.
last 2 years we didn't have Justin ranked as the number one team, I think, at all, and he won it all.
Nope.
Just by getting to playoffs. So I'm screwed. Let's dive right in. The bottom six. Just quickly, Santos, Guy, and Jacob at the bottom three, no change for their rosters or their rankings. They suck. 9 is Mark, drop of 3. Sam is at 8, drop of 3. Bryn at 7. And Justin, I want to talk about this one real quick. You've got Bryn at 5. Explain.
You know, I have to give Bryn some. I needed to give him some respect for just the historic season that he's had of leading the entire league in points for. And
Okay, well, let's do this. If he was in playoffs right now, where would you guys put him?
number one, probably.
Well,
Number
like,
2 or number 1.
let me rephrase it. Not in ranking, like expected finish. Would you expect him to win?
Oh, he'd be the number 1. In expected finish, he'd be the number 1 seed. He'd be 11-2 or 3 or something like that.
Yeah, I definitely
No,
put him
I'm
in the
asking
final.
you guys. Like, would you pick him to win the league?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
It's on
mean,
his team right now.
I would put it like Luke and Bryn in that top
Yeah.
tier, and that's it. Like
I would pick myself because I like my team more.
mean,
But
it is-
I would
His
put
team.
Josh in there as well.
you've got Josh next to us. Well, we'll get there.
Yeah, most definitely.
I mean, Prescott, Williams, DJ Moore, Michael Pittman, DeAndre Hopkins, TJ Hawkinson, Josh Jacobs is a great team. Like, it's a very good starting roster.
His team actually.
Yeah, it's really good. DJ Moore is a top 10 wide receiver, by the way. You guys are terrible. He's number 6 overall this season. I overpaid.
been
I
on
overpaid.
on fire since Justin Fields got back.
I overpaid. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to pose a question to you guys. Is Bryn like the?
Pittman is a wide receiver 1.
I did. Is Bryn?
No, I said Pittman.
Oh yeah, he is.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Mm.
He hasn't had. I think he's only had one game over 20, maybe not even one. Yeah, one game over 20, but he does not goose you. The man is consistency, which is great. Is Bryn the consistent best manager? Like, does he get the best manager award? We dogged him to start
Yeah, I
the
think
year
he
for his
does.
roster.
I would vote for
Yeah.
him.
So would
And
I.
he put up the most points consistently every
Yeah.
week.
I mean,
He
I
was-
can't have him as the best manager. I think there was as great as like the team is, and like as many points have been scored. I texted Luke and Josh's. I was like, there's still a lot of meat on that bone, in my opinion. Like there was a week Brenton didn't even have a full roster. He wasn't even rostering enough players to fill out the bench. He made 9 waiver claims the entire year. 3 of them came on that 1 week before Luke. So and like he needed help. Like he had depth he needed. So like it worked out well, like in the terms that he put up a lot of points, and he was incredibly unlucky, and there's no reason he should have not missed playoffs. But there were better management jobs, in my opinion, in the league.
Okay, well, that may be best draft. Like, good lord. We dogged him so hard to start the year, and he was number 1 or number 2 in scoring pretty much the whole year. I think he had like 3 weeks that he wasn't in the top 2 of scoring, which is like
When did the
mind-boggling.
trade with him happen? Week 7? Week 6?
Week 7.
And like that trade, it looks great now. But my point back then when the trade was made is it didn't make sense for Brenton because he needed wins immediately. And it kind of came to fruition. He was 1 win short.
So the 2 out of 3 weeks after that trade, he scored under 90 points.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it was 93 and then under 90 points. So those 2 weeks he obviously lost. And then after that, he went on a tear, but it was too little too late, unfortunately. So a gamble that paid off in terms of points for, and he was still very unlucky, I think, in week 14.
Yeah, I mean, this last week he was the
last 3 weeks, basically.
2 weeks ago, he was the number 2
crashed.
scoring team on the week, and he just happened to play me, who was the number 1 scoring team. And that was like his season. That's a season in a nutshell. It's like, all right, top 3 scoring. Oh, but I played the number 1. Okay. His points for is more than any team scored all year.
Yeah.
Or sorry, points against.
Points against, yeah.
Yeah. His points against is even more than he scored, and he was the leading scoring team.
Yeah.
It's insanity. What happened? Yeah, me and Noah have Bryn at 7 just because he missed playoffs, but I mean, good job, Bryn. Good job, Ken. Do you have any more thoughts on Bryn?
No, I just think he was very unlucky. I don't know, just the matchups every week. I mean, just the score. He outscored everybody.
Yeah.
Outscored everybody. And his points against are nearly 200 more than everybody else. So, I mean, every week he was just unlucky. I mean, it was amazing. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, a fun spectacle to watch, I suppose. Hopefully this is not a trend for him. That would be very depressing.
Well, it will be very interesting next year. So Bryn so we have, now that the league, the only data I don't have in terms of our owner rankings is like final finish position. But Bryn's going to be pretty high up in the owner rankings just because of his points for has been very good over the past years, and he's been very unlucky. He's cumulatively over the past 2 years -8 in expected wins. So it'll be very interesting to see once he gets like a normal, around 0 expected wins, what he does. And yeah, I mean, will his drafts continue to be this good? And and will the management? I continue to contend, like, if Bryn manages his teams like, average, I think like the sky's the limit. And I can't say his management has been like average. Like 9 waiver claims is not an average. So
I don't know, but your boys are winning. Your boys are scoring. Like, it's hard, I guess, taking shots for bench players, but it's hard to argue with
he
not
put up
messing
the
with a
third
team
highest scoring team we've seen ever. In 2021, we had 2 teams that scored in the 1700s, but other than that, he is the third.
Maybe he'll take Justin Tucker in the 4th round this year.
Yeah, that's the answer there. Just take a kicker earlier.
That's what he needed.
No, he's gonna take Brandon Aubrey, guys. Watch out. If you thought that Justin Tucker was the pick, no, he wants kicker supremacy. Jeez. All right, well, to 6. At 6, we've got Kessner. I've got Kessner at 6. Noah, you've got him at 5. Justin, you've got him at 7. And I'm just, I guess, recency bias, just looking at the squad. I'm not very high on what this team has been able to do. Ken, tell me what you think of Josh Kessner's roster. I'll give it to you now.
Hang
Starting
on,
this
let me
week,
find it.
I can leave it out for you. Starting this week, he's got Patrick Mahomes, Austin Eckler, Bijan Robinson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Calvin Ridley, Dallas Goedert, Travis Etienne, and then the Niners special teams.
Yeah, he's good players, but some of them, like I mean, his running backs just haven't performed.
Yep.
Like Holmes hasn't performed at all, anywhere close to his potential, nowhere close to his potential. And Etienne over the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks just hasn't performed either. And actually, when he was thinking of selling, I texted him for Etienne. And I was prepared to give him a first-round draft for that guy. So I'm glad it didn't go through.
What?
Yeah.
We didn't.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm glad
I heard it was a second, so wow, first.
I
No,
offered
it
him a
was
second.
No, he came back to me and he said he wanted a first for 11th. I said, whoa, no, I'll give you a first for the 7th. And he said, okay, let me think on it. And then
Oh,
he said,
wow.
no. So, but I'm happy it didn't go through because he just hasn't performed.
Yeah.
He just hasn't performed. Unfortunately, he's got the talent, but it just, I don't know what it is.
The points for Etienne after the trade deadline 5, 7, 10, 15, 15.
Yeah, that's what I just.
Yeah, not nearly the explosive boom games that he was having previously.
No,
So he
and
did dodge
Mac
a bullet.
Holmes as well. He's just been very disappointing.
Patrick Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he's for fantasy. And I think Kestner's team is a tale of being gun shy. Josh has had phenomenal drafts in the past, but has moved talent maybe too soon or let them go. He was the manager who drafted Justin Jefferson, cut him before he went big. He was the manager who drafted Jamar Chase, traded him before he went big. And so I think this year, with having all the capital, he loaded up and just believed in his draft. And when they didn't pan out, he didn't move. And then the trade deadline passed him by, and he got stuck with a hot and cold team, which is very unusual for Kestner. I think he's one of our better managers. And like I said, I think, the last year prior, I think he was trying to play with house money that didn't exist. And now he's going into the Josh Bowl against Josh. Justin, know anything else to add to this team? It's been disappointing to be sure.
Well, he is in playoffs. Are we thinking the Ramondre trade was good, given where he ended up in playoffs with Bijan, who's not performing well?
Yeah, that's the one player is performing well.
Yeah, buying Bijan for Stevenson and a low cost pick. I think it only cost.
Yeah, I mean, I think the reason why we're down on the team is because Eckler has frankly been a bust.
Yeah, he
When you were waiting for him to get back from injury from all this time, you couldn't really make a move there.
And Stephen, when he got back from injury, and when he got back from injury, he still hasn't gone off in any form or any shape. Yeah.
That just confirmed the bust status. He still wasn't doing anything.
Yeah. Well, but Mahomes too, right? Like Mahomes and Stevenson, those were top two picks in the second round. His third round picks were Etienne, who's been amazing, and Ridley, I think. Yep. Ridley in the third round. Jeez. Yeah, and the lack of attention to the receiver position is just shocking to me. But here we are. So, good luck, Kestner. Noah, you're at 5, and I am the highest on your squad by 1 spot. Justin and you both have you at 6. And Noah, tell us why you're so down on your team and why you hoped you missed playoffs.
Well, it could have been so good if I had Andrews. I actually think my squad is pretty solid. Swift has had some down weeks, but just based on his history, he should be capable of bouncing back, but he's kind of my only option. So yeah, I mean, definitely potential to score, but I have relatively low confidence that I can actually win the league. So I would have been kind of content to presumably crush consolation, have 2 awesome keepers, get a high pick, and try again next year. But now I'm capped to the, I guess, best 6th draft position or 6th selection for draft position, which would probably be fine. But yeah, I mean, I should be happy for the free roll at playoffs, which I am. So
this is the first time that all 3 of us rankers have made playoffs in 3 years.
It's the first time I've made it in 3 years.
Yep, I missed last year as well.
2 years.
So we're all back.
This is my first time making it on Sleeper since we swapped.
Wait, really?
What? That's surprising.
This is our 3rd year on Sleeper. I missed the last 2 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
That's like odd. Well,
The
welcome
first
back.
year, I had a terrible year. I think it was my worst year ever. And last year, I barely missed like 6 and 7, 7 and 7, or 6 and 8.
Well, I hope you win
It
this.
came down to the wire. It came down last year. Came down to like Mark scoring enough points to knock me out or something like that. We won the
Yeah.
time.
Oh, how the turntables.
Yeah.
How the heck do you guys remember all this?
Well, it was very
So-
traumatizing at the time.
Emotional damage that.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
No. Have you got over it? Are you healed? Are you over it? Eh?
Never will be.
Festering wounds, man. They just don't.
Oh dear.
You got some payback from Mark against Mark this last week. Knocked him out, took his spot. But rooting for you to destroy Justin.
Yes, that could happen.
It's so
It's gonna
funny
be
to me
close.
that this is the
Let's
route.
not talk
that-
about this. Wait,
The
what were you
Rankers-
gonna say? Okay.
Well, I'm just saying that I'm not going to say the outcome, but the rankers are all on one side of the bracket. So
No,
it's
they
up to
are.
you. And if you don't take care of them, it's up to me. And if I
Yeah.
don't take care of them, we're screwed.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah, you are.
Horrifying. I'm
Yeah.
Even
sweating
sadder
right now.
is the biggest threats to me winning 2 players that I drafted on the other side of. I saw that and I was like, oh, this hurts.
I think you're gonna have some nightmares for the next 12 now.
Yeah, I'm very well good.
From last year, this year, and
Ken, we'll have to hook him up with a sozo from you.
yeah,
We'll
I
figure
think
it out.
so. Eh? Oh, jeez.
There you go. No at 5. Justin's at 4, and Ken, tell us. I'll read out Justin's squad for you, but tell us what you
Whoa,
think
hang
of
on a
Justin's team.
Okay.
So here he's starting this week as of now. Justin
Good change.
Fields, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, CeeDee Lamb and Cooper Kupp, Dalton Kincaid, DK Metcalf. He's got a juicy matchup with Kansas City taking on New England. Yummy.
Yeah.
And on the bench, he's got Isaiah Pacheco, Devontae Adams, and Aaron Jones of note.
It's a good team, this, eh? It's a good team.
It's an injured team.
It's an injured team.
I think Justin's done well in putting this team together compared to what he had. And I mean, those wide receivers are unbelievable. They can go off, both of them, easily, no problem. And it's interesting to see he's running both the Lions running backs still. Huh. But they've
I
done
have no
well
one
so
else
far.
healthy. I have no other options.
I see. I'm just looking. True, you have no other options. That's true. But they've done you well up to now. So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
great. Yeah. I mean, and Fields went off last week. He really went off well. He did a great job. So, yeah. And I see you picked up Russell Wilson. Huh.
Are you going to play him, Justin?
I'm
Careful
thinking
with him.
about it.
I wouldn't recommend
Wait, no, but wouldn't you recommend it? No? Wait, hold on. How much reverse psychology?
it. There's levels to this.
Yeah, no, this team is a good team, eh? I mean, I'm very sad he got Kincaid from me, but anyway. But
Oh,
Thank you so much, Ken.
Yeah, you're
really
welcome. I was that week when I had to put him on the waiver wires because I needed to find players. My quarterback wasn't doing well. I needed to get another quarterback, and I had 3 or 4 people on a bye, so I thought I'd drop him and pick him up. But you beat me to it because I had Ferguson. So I had Ferguson, so I knew I could play Ferguson, but I wanted him back.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, I guess we kind of we just swapped tight ends because I had
No, we
Ferguson
did.
and I dropped him and you got him, and so
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
your
no,
tight
that's
end.
right.
So
Yeah,
we just
that's true.
swapped.
That's true. And I'm very happy with Ferguson. Don't get me wrong. I'm very happy with him. So, but I think Kincaid's the tight end of the future.
Oh, yeah,
he's been phenomenal.
Yeah.
the tight end.
You did kind of get unlucky too, Ken, hoping to pick up the hot swap, and that week was the week that Dawson Knox decided to get hurt. So it
Exactly.
became obvious for everyone.
Yeah.
Go get Kincaid.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to commend you, Justin. As much as I was kind of maybe half kidding, maybe I was serious about Brandon being manager of the year. This is your effort here has got to be in consideration. You've completely
0 and
overhauled a
3.
squad
2 and 5.
that was not performing, and the only thing that really cost you in your future was a third-round pick. You have all of your other draft capital intact.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say retrofit the squad, this squad looks nothing like when it started.
I looked back on
Constantly,
the original squad. I was like, oh, that's a bad.
it's
That's such a bad team.
And so I think, kudos to have the gumption to move on, right? Recognize things aren't working and try to go get players that maybe have a good future. You got Gibbs before he went off. You got Pacheco before he went big two in the same trade, which is shame on you.
Yeah, and Metcalf's been going off for you as well. Like, she's been playing
Yeah.
well.
That trade away for Nico Collins has. Oh man, it's looking so good now.
Yeah, gee.
Yeah, well, Nico's injury for sure.
Yeah, I had Metcalf 2 years previous. That's why. It's a good player.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal player. And so I just obviously not ideal to have to play both Lions running backs, but they are one of few backfields you can and get away with it. And Cooper Kupp came on last week. He's got a delicious matchup this week against Washington. Hopefully you don't have to play Logan Thomas.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
but he's got a good matchup if I have to.
Yeah, he has.
It's not the worst
True.
thing in the world.
Noah, Justin, anything else here before we move on?
What Luke said, 2 and 5 was very clear that he was not giving up. Made some excellent moves, and here we are. Went 5 and 2 from there on out.
That's crazy. And went 5-0 and then lost the last two too. That's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Just won in on points 4. He's here on points 4 from an underperforming team. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I just beat him by point
Yeah.
whatever it was.
By
0.21 or something. I don't know what it
tenths of a
was.
point.
Was it that close?
It was
No,
that
It
close.
was. It was
super
106.7
close.
and 106.1.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right, Ken, you're at 3, my man.
Yep.
We got you at 3, even though you have a bye, I have a bye. There's a team ahead of you in the rankings that's not named Luke.
Yeah,
And,
but I think that's a fair. I don't think I'm a 1 or 2. Honestly, I really don't.
Well, tell us about it. Tell us about your season. Tell us about the decisions you made.
I've always been a little weak at wide receiver. I mean, Allen's helped me a lot, but a second wide receiver, I've struggled to find a decent one. So I keep trying to pick up people. It hasn't been that easy, and I've struggled. My weak link has been quarterback, and so I played with a few, and ever since I got the trade from you, he hasn't done particularly well. But I can't find anybody else, so I've got to stick with him. So, but I'm happy with my running backs. I'm happy with my tight end, and I'm happy with it. It's just the wide receivers. I needed one good wide receiver and a decent quarterback.
That's definitely, I think, you're a seasoned veteran. You've definitely eyeballed exactly what's wrong with the team. But if Palmer looks like he's going to be coming back, he could be good.
Yeah.
Odell's kind of found something of late.
Yeah, that's why I picked him up. Yeah.
And I think the rest of the team, Christian McCaffrey by himself will always give you opportunity to win.
But interesting enough, Mixon's done better over the last 3 weeks than McCaffrey.
Yeah, he's been great.
Yeah, he's saved my season for me.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize he's been cooking.
Yeah, he has.
Good Lord, running back 6 on the year, Joe Mixon. And this isn't, Justin, tell me I'm wrong. This is an old school roster, right? This is like power back heavy.
Yeah,
we're gonna survive everywhere else.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I prefer running backs to wide receivers, as you can see, because wide receivers are always quarterback dependent.
mm-hmm.
It's true.
It's true.
There is that. That is.
They're quarterback
variable.
dependent.
Absolutely. No, anything to add on Ken?
Nope. I just realized that he's on bye, so it doesn't matter that Keenan Allen is missing again.
Yeah, I was just like, oh man, Keenan Allen's out.
Took me about 2 minutes to figure that. I was like, guys, why aren't we talking about Keenan Allen being out?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can briefly talk about Justin Herbert going out for this season.
Yeah,
which
that's a
probably
rough
will
one.
hurt Keenan Allen's
Yeah.
value next week. But you still have to play him. Like, it's not like you can bench him.
No,
Nope.
you can't bench him. No ways.
Who's their backup?
Easton Stick.
Yep, never heard of him.
Never heard of him.
Spider-Man.
Did they go down the road to the high school and pick him up, or what's the story?
Yeah, they did. He's the head coach's little brother. Staley knows he's out. He needs to give his little bro a shot. All right, moving on. Josh is at 2. No change, by the way, for the top 4. Justin has not changed. Ken is still at 3. Josh is at 2. No change. And a brilliant squad. We've talked about Josh's team at length. Noah or Justin, whoever wants to chime in, are you guys concerned at all with the several recent weeks of cooldown? This team has not really been popping off as we're used to.
If you played his roster, right, he would have popped off last week.
That's
true.
what I said earlier. Yeah.
But I
And he still
mean,
won.
but you, okay, yeah, we're just playing Jacob. But also, would like? I don't know if I would have changed how he played his roster though. It's difficult to
I
say
would have
that
played
when
Brees.
you would have played Brees over
Yeah.
Cooks.
Jalen Warren, I think he played, right?
He did. I would not have started a Steelers running back. 100%. That matchup was a disaster. It didn't happen. But the Eagles have been struggling. The Niners are fantastic. We're not worried about them. And Raheem Mostert has been scoring touchdowns. Is there a reverse? Any concerns, or is this going to be Josh destroying Josh?
I mean, I think that's what we said at the beginning of the season is that this roster is a tough roster to start correctly, but the potential is all there. The upside is massive, and if you can start it right, I don't think anybody can stand in the way, even you, Luke.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think if he gets this team right, this team will win it.
Win everything. All right. I don't know. I'm not saying that I have concern. I'm just posing the question.
Yeah, I don't feel concerned. I mean, like busts can happen, but I'm still high on the Eagles. I think you should be starting Brees Hall now. I'm not concerned about Mostert. But yeah, I mean, there's a scenario where the Eagles just have a game again, the Niners split, and then you just lose. So, but that's fantasy, so no, I'm not concerned.
It's going to be a good one. Definitely think Josh is in with me. We've got the top 3 correct as being above the rest. Speaking of, I'm at 1.
Moving on.
No, yeah, let's talk about playoff bracket. I don't know if you guys.
Real quick.
Well, yeah, I don't know if you've looked at it in a while, Noah. Tell me what you think.
Who did you play last week? You played your lineup incorrectly and lost.
I did, but
you let Kessler into the playoffs.
I did.
Shame on you.
How do I put this? I played the best players I had available to me without Trump. Like, I didn't try to win that game. Okay? I didn't try to win that game. Like, I knew, so like I would have pivoted out of Stroud. There were several things I would have done differently. I was holding on to the Saints defense for that week, but then I locked up the number 1 seed, so I was able to start moving towards making playoff decisions. There were a lot of things that I did that weren't like trying to win week 14, but at the same time, I did try to.
You played your lineup correctly.
Right. I still played the players that I had.
To play, so you had to play Stroud.
But okay, that's what I'm saying.
We're starting Henry.
Here. If that game like mattered, I would have benched Stroud and like dropped Elijah Moore and played like another quarterback. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there were some things I would have done differently. I would have much rather tried to get like an actual tight end. I mean, Conklin ended up being fine, but maybe throwing some fab at like a player with some boom potential. Again, played the Saints defense.
Well, if you had listened to Kessler and played Henry, you would have won.
I would have won. I know, and he was trying to get me to lose. I can't.
Reverse psychology.
Tyreek Hill getting hurt kind of sucked too. I was like, hey, I might still be able to sneak this one out. But if Justin lost, Kessler was also a really good option for getting Justin out of the playoff. There were a lot of things like in that matchup that just made more sense if I just didn't really try to win it that hard. You know?
So
but I did
sorry,
lose.
Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oops, Mark, my bad. Just being real. But I did lose. You're absolutely right. Did you see the week before that, Noah? You should check out week 13 score. Yeah.
Not as high as my scoring week from the season, but it was pretty good.
Okay, all right. Sure. But yeah, we don't need to talk about it. I am concerned that Hill might not be fully healthy come next week, but he's going to start.
Hey,
If he's
you did it.
if he's
You did
active,
it, buddy. The 1% chance to make playoffs. You did
that's
it.
right. And I didn't have
Yeah.
to bring it up this time.
Well, you're officially in now, until this
Oh
moment,
yeah,
sure.
I was officially in last week.
Joke.
I don't know if you guys watched the pod, but I was able to slice in the clip of you giving me the E ring. It's pretty good. For the last week, but yeah. Ken, tell me, what do you think of the team?
Your team.
Yes, sir. I'll read it for you.
No, I've got it in front of me here.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I see you haven't played Connor much. I understand you got 2 other running backs there.
Yeah, that's been my biggest frustration is figuring out who to play at running back.
Yeah, and Evans has been good for you, I must say. I mean, I got the other wide receiver on that team, and Evans is getting everything. He just gets everything. But
Except for last week.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
A good week.
Yeah, I think.
He did drop a touchdown.
Yeah.
He did.
Drop.
Luke, I think for me, your base is very good, but I don't think your ceiling is as high as Josh's ceiling is.
All right. He did beat me in the regular season. So.
Yeah, your base is good, but I think Josh is, when he gets his team right, for me, that team can go really off.
Well, do me a favor and beat him in the divisional round, okay?
I know, I got him coming up. Yeah, probably. Yeah, jeez, thanks a lot.
Let's talk. I'm very happy with my squad, but we don't need to talk about further. Let's talk playoffs, boys. Let's talk playoffs. They're here. We've survived the long, arduous season, and seeded 1 is me. Ken is at 2. Josh Kobayashi at 3. Justin Kobayashi at 4. Noah at 5. Kessner at 6. Let's start with the 3-6 game. It's the Josh Bowl. It is something that should happen every year, and it does. Josh v. Josh. And Justin, how about you kind of share what you've brought to the table? We can kind of look at those and, we'll start the conversation there.
Yeah, so I reached out to a bunch of our managers who were less fortunate and did not make the playoffs to make some predictions about the playoff bracket. Because, if we make predictions, we're all just going to pick ourselves. So that's not
Absolutely.
fun. So,
100%. Well, not Noah.
Not Noah. So I've got Santos sent in the bracket, Guy sent in the bracket, Bryn, and Jacob.
Oh, and he got Jacob. Excellent.
Yeah, I got Jacob. I gave him a call, and he came through because we had some ties, and so Jacob broke some ties. So I've got it all aggregated here. So we have playoff predictions according to those managers here.
All right, well, let's hear it. Let's start with the Josh Bowl. Who do we think wins this game?
So according to the managers, Josh Kobayashi wins this game.
Josh Kobayashi. Let me ask, did anybody pick Kessner?
No one picked Kessner.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Ken, Noah, do we think this is accurate? I'm not disagreeing with this.
No, I can't. I think it's going to be Kobayashi.
Definitively, Josh will win this game. I would put money on it.
Expected to, certainly.
No. Josh will win this game. In fact, I guarantee Josh will win, and Josh will lose also. Just that's how it works.
I'm going to need to verify that data.
This is like insider trading. Like you could put serious coin on this. Yeah, I just we talked about these two teams, and like you said, Ken, I think even Kobayashi's floor is gonna kill Kessner's ceiling this week. It's gonna be a bloodbath.
I mean, there are some interesting, like the matchups are kind of interesting across. Like Bijan gets Carolina, like and Carolina is they're atrocious at stopping the run. They can't.
They're a sieve.
Yeah, so
And
that'll be
Mostert-
interesting.
Okay, and so Mostert and the Dolphins get the Jets possibly without Tyreek Hill, and that offense doesn't work without Tyreek Hill.
That's
We
true.
just-
Could be,
We just saw that this weekend.
yeah, literally saw it for 2.5 quarters. That could be interesting, but
But
I
the
mean,
Eagles get Seattle, so
that's what
also
I was
interesting.
literally about to say. Good lord! If Hurts and Brown combined for 60, it wouldn't surprise me. I'd be like, okay, sure, this makes sense.
Yeah, Brown's in for a good game because he hasn't had one for a while, so he's in for a big one.
Yeah, he's fixing for it. That 130-yard plus with a touchdown. Oh, baby. And the Niners get Arizona. What is this nonsense? Good lord. All right, well, there you go. Josh beats Josh. Kobayashi over Kessner. On the other end of the bracket, Justin, what do our managers tell us about you and Noah?
So the managers think that I beat Noah.
Justin beats Noah.
Unanimous.
Ooh! no believers!
No, so now we've got last year to deal with, we got this year to deal with, now we got this to deal with.
Should stop playing this game. It's too difficult as well.
Brutal. Ken, do you see it any other way, or do you think Justin takes this one?
No, I think Justin wins, unfortunately. Sorry, Noah.
Oh, man. I mean, so you're looking at the HN, same problem as Mostert? I mean, I'm rooting for you, Noah. I'm not going to pick you, but I'm rooting for you.
Understandable.
I'll abstain from picking.
Now, as a consolation, Noah, the managers have pretty much unanimously picked you to beat Kessner in the 5-6 game. So,
Oh, there you go.
Do I want to win that game or lose that game?
No, you want to lose that game.
Okay, so yeah, I'll throw it somehow.
At that point, finishing 5th or 6th, much better to get the better draft selection, picking it from the 6th spot. Yeah, I just so the Detroit Denver matchup I think is a little sketchy. I don't know if you've been thinking about that, Justin. Denver's been playing very good football, and Detroit has not been. And Fields plays Cleveland at Cleveland in a weather game. So that's not exciting either. But I do believe CeeDee Lamb and Cooper Kupp and DK Metcalf will all have 20-plus points. Will that be enough to win, though? That's the question.
I think
Yeah.
this is the more exciting matchup than Josh and Josh for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Closer.
Absolutely.
And tell me, Noah, is your Miami running back, I mean, he didn't play a full game on Monday. He seemed to be a little limping a bit. Is he still
thought he did.
injured? Or? No, he played some part, but he didn't play a lot.
Was that
Yeah.
the garbage time game or was that the week bore?
No,
week
no,
before
this
was
last week on
46%
Monday.
of snaps.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, only 46%.
yeah.
I honestly don't know. I didn't keep up with it.
Okay.
So not a good yards per carry.
Because I see he's got a question mark against his name there.
I mean, if he's out, I literally have no shot. So that's just what it is.
A-Chan. Amen.
I mean, that guy can run. Stickles, that guy can run.
It's fantastic.
He's
Yeah,
beautiful to watch. He might benefit from Hill being out, to be completely honest. We saw
That's
that when
true.
Hill went out,
that's true.
he became the outlet. He had
That's
9
true.
targets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lots of
And
targets.
giving McDaniel a week to game plan around that if he thinks Hill's going to be gone might benefit H.N. and hurt
Yeah,
most
that's true. Very
in the
true.
long run. What I love about Mike McDaniels, there's a lot of things I love about him, but for fantasy, he just gets his best players the football. Like, he understands we want to get our guys who are very good at the game the ball so they can go do things that are special, as opposed to just like, make sure we spread it out. It's like, no, I'm going to engineer ways to get HN in space because that guy's electric. All right. Well, there's your first two games. Did they make brackets for the Constellation 2, or are we even going to look at that?
No.
Yeah, who cares? All right. Moving on. It's divisional playoffs. The managers have decided that Kenny G will play Josh Kobayashi. It's hard to see matchups for this one, but give it to us, Justin. What do we got?
So this is where things get interesting. This matchup, we've got some differing opinions. But the managers think Ken is going to win and go through.
Suffering catfish.
That'd be wonderful. That'd be fantastic.
Can't believe that. Well, thank you to those guys, but
It's split right down the middle. Santos and Bryn have Josh Kobayashi going through, and Guy and Jacob have Ken going through.
Interesting. Noah, who do you think?
I still like Josh's team. I'm looking at the matchups now.
yeah, I haven't got great matchups that week. I got very bad matchups.
Baltimore.
Yeah, it's a
That's
bad
not good.
matchup. That's
Well,
a
actually,
bad
that could
matchup.
be
Eagles at Giants. I think I would still go Josh.
Who does the Niners have who?
Baltimore.
That game's going to be crazy. There will be 3 49ers started in that matchup. CMC, Ayuk, and Kittle will all be out.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
I want to talk to Josh. I think Njoku is going to sneak into his lineup next week. I really do.
Interesting.
All right. I mean, I think I'm gonna say Ken wins it all. I mean, that week. Justin, are you disagreeing with the crowd, or are you gonna pick Josh, or are you gonna pick Ken? You're gonna pick Ken.
I think it's gonna be Josh. I think it's. I think he's obviously he's got a great team with a lot of different players to go off, but like the Eagles are a big part of this team, and they get the Giants, and they've had some tough matchups over the past 3 weeks, and Seattle
they have.
Giants and Arizona are not at the same level those past 3 teams. So I think Eagles get back right, and that's huge for this squad.
Losing Justin Herbert hurts so much for Ken.
Really and that's rough.
Yeah, that is rough.
Deontay Foreman, though, could be a star for you, Ken.
Well, that's why I picked him up. I might need him.
He resumed the starter, and they'll have Arizona, which is a cupcake matchup.
Yeah.
Especially with Singletary pulling Cleveland. That's no fun. Okay. The other side. It's me and Justin. Duking it out. To me, the defender of the league. Trying to protect it from Justin. Going for 3-0. Please tell me the league believes.
Well, I can tell you the league does believe.
Yeah.
It's unanimous. They don't believe I can pull the upset, so it's unfortunate. But
who do the Lions have?
Minnesota, I believe. But I'm hopeful. My plan is that I think Aaron Jones will be back by then, and Aaron Jones gets Carolina, so I think he might sneak into the lineup. And Pacheco also has a very good matchup that week as well. So if either of those two can get back, I probably am not starting 2 Lions running backs, given
probably
Luke's
Gibson, I would imagine.
It's going to be Gibbs, probably.
Yeah, both of those are good. You got KC versus Las Vegas, or Buffalo versus the Chargers. Dude, there were like 6 good defenses that have good matchups that week, and I considered trying to pick up 5 of them.
Who did Dallas play that week?
Dallas will play Miami, which is fixing to be a shootout. Either way, CeeDee Lamb should have a good game. I've got some good matchups. I've got Kyler Murray at Chicago, Derrick Henry at Seattle, James Cook at the Chargers. Mike Evans, Chase, and Hill, I'm going to play regardless, but they have Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, and Dallas respectively. Trey McBride at Chicago, Cleveland at Houston, but I'm most likely going to play Denver at New England because that's just disgusting. But James Conner might sneak in a lineup too. I haven't decided. He's got a really good matchup as well. I just don't want to really play 3 Cardinals, but it's the best pass catcher, the running back. Like, kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not fun, but their playoff matchups are so good. Noah, Ken, who do you think wins this one between me and Justin?
I think you
Closer
do.
than I thought it would be.
Yeah. I think you got it.
Well, it's going to be me, first of all. But
That's right, Noah. That's right. Do you get the upset over?
yeah, talking about this is irrelevant. No. Yeah, I think it's pretty close.
Yeah, I think it's close as well. Justin's team is annoyingly good.
Yeah, it is.
What's up with Stroud? Is he done? Oh, he's playing Cleveland anyway, so he wouldn't start.
Yeah, I would. That was never the plan to play Stroud that week. In fact, I might not start Stroud again this year.
Is he hurt bad or gonna be back?
He might have a concussion, but the biggest problem with him, obviously, the Cleveland matchup's not great, and down Nico Collins, Tank Dell, and possibly Noah Brown. Yeah, it's difficult to score.
That's tough, but hey, let's get him next year.
Yeah. And Murray, like I said, Murray has some good matchups. He gets to play Chicago and Philadelphia. And Philadelphia is phenomenal for quarterback play. All right, so championship week. The league believes, if I am understanding this correctly, it will be me for sure and Ken. And let's hear it.
So, the managers are not unanimous, but they do believe it's going to be Luke who wins the championship.
Sure.
I'm doomed. It's over. There's no way that can be right.
I think we've never had a team that was ranked 1 win the championship.
Really?
Been doubly doomed because we were picked to win the playoffs. So yeah, there's no shot.
All right, guys. Well, it's been fun. You guys can finish the pod. I'm gonna go
start your draft prep for next season.
Yeah. I'm gonna need to draft my butt off next.
Yeah, there was
How many picks are you down?
I'm down my 1st, my 4th and 5th, but I have 2/3, 2 7s, 3 8s. So those are the jumps.
So you're picking 2, 3, 3, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8. Yeah. That's rough.
I mean, I made it work last year or this year.
I will say, so the only dissenting opinion was Jacob, who has Ken winning it all.
Huh.
I can believe it.
I'm going to give Jacob a call.
Your check cleared, baby. Matchups for Ken that week. You got Tua at Baltimore. McCaffrey gets Washington.
Yeah. Yeah. That's huge.
Mixon gets Kansas City. Allen, Denver. Singletary, Tennessee. For me, I do have Kyler Murray at Philadelphia. I have Derrick Henry at Houston. James Cook, or I might play Javonte Williams. I haven't decided that, but James Cook, New England. Mike Evans, New Orleans. Jamar Chase, Kansas City. Jeez, without Burrow. I didn't think about that. Hill, I'm playing. Doesn't matter. And I get the Cleveland Browns with the New York Jets on tap. For defense, which is pretty nice. Dang it. That's going to be good. I hope I get there, though. I have to defeat Justin. I was texting with Justin and Josh this week, and I think I've done a good job. And Justin was like, so I think you're doing a great job. If you lose in the divisional round, even though you came back from nothing, you got the number 1 seed, you kind of as a kind of a failure. And I was like, absolutely, I do. It was a waste of time because most importantly, I haven't won in so long, and it's like, can I do it? I don't even know if I can do it anymore. Like, it's all good and fun, and then you get to playoffs, and nothing happens. But
listen, you've all won one. I haven't won one yet, so it's my turn.
He deserves it.
Thank you.
I will say I would much rather play Ken in the final for that reason alone, because if I do lose, I will happily celebrate you, Ken.
There's
you
what,
gotta,
6 championships between the four of us?
yeah, exactly. You got to
Yeah.
let the old man win for a change.
Hey, if Justin beats me, please get it. Please get it done, Ken. All right, get your first chip.
If anybody gets me, go Ken.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah, for real.
Thank you.
Seriously.
Thank you.
No, I'm rooting for you as well. I'm really hoping that you and I are the survivors from the two brackets, and these wild card games are just that. The
Put it
wild
this way: if I
cards.
can get past Josh, then I got a chance. It's the Josh I got to get past.
Tall order.
Yeah, it is a tall order.
Noah, do a solid for the league and just beat Justin this week, please.
I will. It's
Like-
guaranteed, bro. Lock it in.
Okay, good. Whew! All right, I don't have to worry about it anymore. All right. Well, there you have it. There's our postseason bracket. Thank you, the managers that participated. We appreciate you. Not much to talk about more. I just wanted to give a shout out. We will be starting to collect nominations next week for our end of year awards, and the categories are as follows: the most prestigious and most coveted Best Manager Award, Best Team Name, Best Trade, and again, the best trade is where all players made out evenly, and it was a equitable
deal.
trade for everyone. The worst trade is where someone ripped off somebody else, and it was horrendous. That's also a category. We have the best draft, the best fab claim, the worst fab claim, the best fab manager, which I think is new this year, but exciting stuff. We'll see kind of who was able to manage their fab the best. And that's those will be our awards. So again, I'll be on the lookout for nominations. Start thinking about who you might want to put in there. But there you go. You guys have anything else you want to talk about, or are we good to go?
Good to go.
All right, Ken, appreciate you being on.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good luck. We're
luck
really
to all
hoping
guys,
that you win everything. If it's not me, obviously. Don't worry about these guys.
Okay.
And yeah, there you go. Justin, lose. Come on, it's time.
Let's take one for the team.
Yeah, come on, be a team player. Like,
Look,
it's
I'm
not
going through
fun.
a really tough time, Justin. This is for my mental health.
He needs it. He needs a lot of healing.
No
Needs a
idea,
lot of
Justin.
healing.
No one needs this. All right. Come Tuesday, I want to marked safe from Justin winning the league in the chat. You know, like we don't want to deal with that anymore.
Hey, I might be the answer to making sure you don't win, Luke. So either Ken or Kessner can get a championship.
Dude, if I lose to Ken or Kessner, I'm really not upset about it. Like, that's how Santos got his first chip. He beat me in the finals. Like, if I have to be that guy, I guess I'll be that guy. All right, get us out of here. All right, bye-bye, everybody.
All right, cheers, guys.